Shit. Literally. Oh.
Die, motherfucker.
Oh shit. Oh, hey, hello everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I am your host, King Crescent, and today here joining with me is the. I don't have any adjectives with C, but you know what? This is still what was it?
That
December.
aren't vulgar.
Huh?
That aren't vulgar.
That aren't burger. So you know what? I'm going to say that this is the
Christmassy.
it's Christmassy. Yeah,
It's Christmassy still.
still Christmas season. What was it? The cheerful yet Christmassy Cameron Cross. Let's just go with that because I have no other adjectives for that.
Fair.
If you have not been watching our episodes recently, pretty much we get into car crashes for the fun of it, probably just to piss off our car insurance, and we try to figure out how then we get out of that. But in between that, we actually have some. We actually just get into whatever topic we get into, and first we start off with small talk.
I think half this episode is going to be small talk. I'm going to think about it. It's been a while since we shot.
An episode.
Yeah.
So I think this episode is the small talk episode.
Yeah, it really is.
So
Yeah. It's been rough with me.
Yeah.
As we've discussed in a previous recording.
okay, yeah.
These will come out whenever they come out. But, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I've been close to crashing out for about a month.
Car crashes or like actual crashing out?
Actual crashing out.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I almost lost my shit at work a few times.
Oh,
So yeah, like I said, almost crashed out a few times.
yeah.
But
I know that feeling.
what about you?
Well, while we were gone, we family and I went to Arizona to see other family, and what was it? It was nice. Although I do not recommend doing a long car drive because it's not really good for the back. It really is not.
Nope.
But what was it? If possible, and if expenses are good, we could definitely do. We could do plane. Definitely do plane. And yeah, it was nice to see a family. We were having Thanksgiving over there. Let's see. Definitely been playing a whole lot of games, such as like Cards Against Humanity, Family Edition, as well as Uno, No Mercy.
I love how you had to have. I love how you have to specify.
Well, we have an underage kid over there that what was it?
Underage kids older than me.
Wait, he's older than you.
Oh wait, no.
Really?
Aren't you ready?
No, my cousin.
Oh okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like
I thought you were making a joke at the expense of another May.
no,
Like
no,
we
no.
always do.
No. We what was it? We have a cousin who is not an adult, but so that we played Cards Against Humanity, which is for the family, and we also played Uno, No Mercy, because we definitely love each other very, very much, and at one point,
That wrecks friendships because of all the house rules. Let's be honest, it does.
it does, yeah. So
It's like Mario Party.
and funny enough, we did play Mario Party. Jamboree! Not sponsored. So, yes, we played a lot of games throughout our time there. And at one point, my dad, uncle, and I, we were just outside talking with my uncle at the patio. And we were just talking for whatever reason. And my uncle was just, he speaks very loudly and loud enough for one of the neighboring people were there, and out of nowhere he just one of our neighboring people was just like, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" All three of us were silent. I was like, "What the?" I guess we were really loud, and so yeah, we shut the fuck up. And although my remarks should have been, "Yeah, your brother blows bubble gum," it should have been like that. I love Bugs Bunny, so he actually is very funny.
Since you said that, Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny?
That is a good question. I love Mickey Mouse because he's technically king of Disney, but I also love Bugs Bunny because he breaks the fourth wall and breaks a lot of laws of physics. So, yes.
Trying to ask Naname if she liked ATs or Stray Kids more. She said, "Don't ask me this question." If you know, you know.
Indeed. But yeah, and while over there, I'm gonna say a few more points, and then I'll let you go for it. Yeah, like while we were there, we checked out a butterfly garden, and when I say we went to the butterfly garden, it was very peaceful. I loved it. It made me forget about the what was it? It made me forget about what was it? Work. It made me forget about just about everything. I was just just zen. And then later on, we the next day we checked out this museum for race cars. And I was like, ooh, and we have some pictures.
There was like selection that
I have not
I
seen these pictures. I want to see what these pictures look like.
And you will see them.
Post edit. Are they like Formula One cars? Formula One. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Any GTRs by chance?
I believe so.
Yeah. If y'all don't know, I really love my JDM cars. My favorite is the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 model. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
God, sexy car.
And yeah, and Thanksgiving was nice. Went on to see almost a different people, but with the same family all together. More the merrier, as they say. And we brought things back home and enjoyed some movies and stuff like that. And overall, it was just a very nice Thanksgiving vacation. So that's stuff that has been going on in my end. How about you, Ross?
Well, because you mentioned Thanksgiving, what did you eat for Thanksgiving?
I'm glad you asked, my friend. So,
no, I'm going to talk about what I had.
So, it was my dad who made the turkey. And my God, when he makes a turkey, he knows how to make a turkey. And this upcoming Christmas, we're going to have fried turkey. And, but yeah, we had that. We had some good old mashed potatoes. We had some Haitian rice and beans with a little bit of kielbasa in it. Let's see what else. Good old. I said potatoes, right?
Yeah, mashed potatoes.
Okay. What was it? Oddly enough, we had what was it? Some pasta. Was not against it. It was really really good.
What kind of pasta was it?
It was like like it looked like a. Well, it looked like a swirl, but it was not like a elbow swirl. It was more like a.
I have to see what it
Yeah,
is.
I don't. Ziti maybe. Doesn't look
I
like.
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's not rigatoni.
I don't know all the pasta
It
names,
might be ziti.
so please forgive me. And let's see. Obviously, you gotta have some bread.
What kind do you have?
Hawaiian dinner rolls.
So that's one of those sweet savory things you do like.
Pretty much. It's a rare thing that I like sweet and savory, but it's very, very rare.
What else do you have? What do you have for dessert?
Dessert would be apple and pumpkin pie.
Okay. So, what my family had.
Yes, let's hear what your family had.
First, let's kind of elaborate on how Thanksgiving was for me.
Yes.
I have to work. I usually work in the morning, so that's fine. Yes. For the people who are lazy to cook Thanksgiving at home, you're welcome. So, for 4 hours.
I don't blame you.
And then, because it was cold, it meant it took a while for Thanksgiving lunch to be ready. So it ended up becoming Thanksgiving dinner. And I stayed pretty much. I tried to avoid eating so I can eat as much of the Thanksgiving food as I could.
I hope you had time and a half.
Yeah. I got seconds for everything.
Oh, nice.
And the reason why the turkey took forever and why I had to specify because it was cold outside is because my stepdad smoked the turkey.
Oh, yes.
It was moist. It was fucking good. And then we had we usually have mashed potatoes, but we had it was slightly cooked differently. Like they put some cheese in it and they also cooked it in a rice cooker.
Oh.
That was very good. We had green bean casserole.
Interesting.
Have you had that before?
No, I have not.
It's very good.
I guess growing up, I just never liked green beans, but I've actually tried green beans again.
Yeah, it's one. I didn't like green beans as a kid either. It might be one of those kind of like how we really hate vegetables as kids, but as we get older, our taste buds mature to accept them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a weird science.
Yeah, that needs to be researched.
Indeed.
It probably already has. We just don't know because you went in a different science realm, and I went the arts and entertainment route.
Indeed.
And then we had stuffing, of course.
Oh, nice.
My parents had cranberry sauce. I'm not the biggest fan of that personally. And one of the sides was also one of the desserts.
Mm.
It was sweet potato casserole. You ever had that before?
No, I've had sweet potato pie. Really good.
I have not had that, but I want to try it. Sweet potato casserole is so good.
Okay.
You get your mashed sweet potatoes. You mix it in with some broken pecans. And then you sprinkle them out as you do your layers, and then some marshmallows on top as you bake it. It is so good. Very earthy sweet. And for the actual dessert, we had coconut cream pie.
Ooh.
We only had 3 slices left because we were eating them the days before, so we left one for Thanksgiving for each of us. We got it from Bill Miller's. Yeah, Bill Miller's pie, if you haven't had it, decent. And if you haven't had Bill Miller's, decent fast food barbecue. That's all I'll say about that. So yeah, that's what we had. So our Thanksgiving lunch became Thanksgiving dinner, and it was worth it.
Worth it.
But yes, let's talk about the last day we hung out. Like actually, like hung out.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's safe to you would probably say I usually plan a lot of things
Yes, you do.
because we got to make the day worth it.
Yeah.
So here's how we started. We both live in the Austin area, and there's actually a local coffee chain in this city. I was going to say town, but Austin is very much not a town.
It's not a town.
Called Epoch Coffee, and
Sounds epic.
yes, it's it's family owned, if I'm not mistaken, but it's like from this community. It's a safe space for a lot of people. Yeah. And you also went into the bathroom to wash your hands.
Yeah.
Because we were having problems with the coolant leak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happened on the way there.
Yeah.
My car's chaos lately. It's rebelling against me. Maximum overdrive. Anyways, if you know, you know.
Maximum effort.
No. I thought it was something much worse.
Oh,
Do you know Stephen King tried to direct his own movie?
he did.
Yep.
Interesting.
He's also on a lot of drugs at the time. Yeah. If you know what happens in the book,
I mean, no, I've seen the movie.
okay. So there's stuff in the book that didn't make it to the movie. And when you find out that this is one of the books he wrote while he was really high on drugs, it makes a lot of sense. If you know what scene I'm talking about, you'll know why that makes a lot more sense now. That's one of the tamer things in that book. We went to the coffee shop. I got myself a hot chocolate and a brownie. It was very good. What did you get?
I believe I had that. I'm trying to remember.
Because you remember your sister's drink. And
I
talk
remember-
about that in a second.
I remember her drink, but I remember it was like a Mexican chocolate coffee. It wasn't the best, but it was good. It was good, but it wasn't entirely the best. What was it? I will say her drink.
Yeah, she ended up having half of it because he drank some of it. She got a horchata drink.
Yeah. Plus, she said she couldn't even finish it, so I
He helped her out.
I helped her out. I was merciful.
So yeah, would we go back there?
Yeah, I would definitely go back there.
Especially because it's over by the airport boulevard where we always go. It's like it works out.
Yeah.
And then we went to a record store that's literally right next door.
Yep.
Called Breakaway Records. I couldn't remember what the name was. If I somehow get it wrong, here it is. But we saw a lot of cool records there,
Definitely.
and I ended up picking up something because of course I did.
Yeah. The best way I could describe it is like classic old timey what was it movies as well as like music as
Yeah,
well.
because they had Godzilla playing on a CRT.
Oh my god.
Actually, a Japanese Godzilla, I should specify, not the.
Americano.
No, I was gonna say not the Matthew Broderick one.
Oh, okay.
From 1990 something.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just sounded so nostalgic, I would say.
I was recently there with a friend of mine, and we'll talk about our trip later. But yeah, I thought my ear was ringing. No, it was a CRT.
It was the CRT. That's why I say it sounded nostalgic.
Yeah, but what I did pick up from the record store was Björk's MTV Unplugged on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like me my Björk.
Indeed.
I also really got into Icelandic music this year. But yeah, like it was a cool record store. It's probably one of my favorites I've personally been into. I need to take you. I brought you to Piranha and Round Rock.
Yeah.
That reminds me another funny thing for one of my stories that happened after we met up. I got to go see Iron Maiden. So this is part of that story.
You had to see an Iron Maiden, or were you inside of an Iron Maiden?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's also Waterloo, off of downtown. I got to take you there.
Yeah.
It's probably the best one I've ever been to. But we went there, and then afterwards we went to Austin Books and Comics.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Austin Books and Comics?
I love it, man. I definitely love me some comics. Has some cool D&D stuff there. Wait, no, actually, that one didn't. It actually was just all comics, but
yeah,
still.
You're probably talking about the comic store we went to earlier today.
Yeah. And on top of all of that, I bought an amazing comic over there, and
Oh yeah, that's right. You did get one.
yeah, and it was like so like
Here it is.
yeah, exactly.
It's holographic.
Holographic. That was what I was trying to say.
Because there's an alternate cover, right?
It was an alternate cover. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. I left empty-handed there because I knew where else we were going. So it's like kind of case if you pick what you want to get type of deal.
And what was it? I definitely want to get more comics there. I have to ask them. There was a storyline I would like to try to make. Well, at least like I would like to try to make, and like I want to start writing it down. It's basically like I kind of want to make a space type of story where my character just is an outlaw, is trying to like he's an outlaw with a purpose, meaning like he's trying to help out the people of that society because
He's a space vigilante.
he's a space vigilante, exactly.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I want to.
I don't know. Probably in the comics, whereas in the movies, he's a bit more of like a scavenger.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I'll have to ask more details about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But for those who haven't been to Austin Big Comics, it's really cool. They got a big old Hulk statue,
Oh my god, we took pictures.
and we got they had a big Silver Surfer hanging on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And you got
I think I took a picture of that.
I know I did.
Many Funko Pops.
Yeah, not my thing.
That's definitely my thing.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of the cooler comic shops in the Austin area, that's for sure. And you know, I was telling you so many different comics there. I love how they had a whole like adult comic thing right next to the beginner comics. So you have Sunstone
Yeah.
next to the Sandman.
Oh.
I know it's kind of a little polarizing to talk about Sandman right now. I won't get into it, but
Yeah.
if you know, you know.
You know, you know.
I also love how they had the first volume of The Boys, which is weird because you do not recommend that to actual comic readers.
No.
For those who don't know, The Boys, the Amazon Prime show, based off of a comic, as you might imagine. From what I hear from people who have actually read the comic, it is significantly worse. And it's basically a guy who just written by a guy who just despises comic book superheroes to an unhealthy level.
Yeah.
So, whereas The Boys, the show is more parody but loving, where it's like it's like you can tell it's from love,
Yeah.
but also wants to just do a lot more better.
Yeah. Good thing I have not read the comics,
Don't.
but I've seen like a few. What was it? YouTube shorts on it.
Yeah, it's cursed.
Very cursed. Very very cursed. I don't like it.
Yeah, and also the show has much more stakes because they actually don't have powers in the show.
Exactly. Yeah. Except for this select few.
Yeah, because now the only members of The Boys who have permanent powers are, you know, the girl as she's called in the comics. She's just called the girl,
The girl.
and Starlight, who never actually officially joined a team in the comics. But and then, but yeah, can you imagine Sunstone being on a shelf right next to
Oh my god.
Sandman?
For some reason, I could definitely imagine Sunstone being an actual show.
I don't know how that would work because that would just be rated like MA immediately.
MA/A for adults.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those like it'd be weird.
It'd be weird.
It has to be HBO, but they
HBO
but
definitely.
they fuck with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But and then we went to like a little gallery next door
Oh yeah.
where it had like a bunch of like cool statues and photos,
Mm-hmm.
more Halloween themed, of course.
Yeah.
And we found out there was a game shop next door because we were trying to find it. We couldn't find it. It was like on the other side of the curb.
Yeah, I was like thinking like, oh man, well maybe we could go there.
But considering where we went to next, we got our kick later.
We got our kick, yeah.
Because then we went to Airport Boulevard, where there's basically this whole kind of shopping strip is just like a bunch of like Asian themed stores.
Mm-hmm.
We ate at Steamy's. You want to rant about how much you love Steamy's now?
I definitely love Steamies, but especially I love the what was it? Savory scallion pancakes, which was really really good.
So for a little bit of background, I told him about this place, and I wasn't sure if he would like it, but I wanted to take him for it to try. He was very skeptical about the scallion pancakes,
I was very much so.
and I thought, well, maybe he can try like the chicken and mushroom dumplings.
Mm.
He did not care for those, but he ended up loving the scallions.
Indeed.
I believe you got the dumplings, right? Or did you just get the pancakes?
Just the pancakes.
Okay. Do you like dumplings?
I actually love dumplings, but I wouldn't eat pork. That's
Well, they had chicken and mushroom.
I can give that a shot.
Okay. Well, another day.
Another day, another time.
Whereas I got like scallion pancakes and like the pork dumplings because I can eat those. But yeah, it's very good, and you can even like buy like frozen packs of the dumplings too. But yeah, and also just like the lady who was like who took our order, which was very nice.
Oh
she,
yeah.
She started talking about how she she taught you how to like use chopsticks.
She did taught me how to use chopsticks, and I was very grateful, and I was very determined to perfect my art of using the chopsticks, and I was able to get it down pat.
Yeah, so you were getting the hang of it. We got our food, and then we went to Tanuki, which is a game store that has a bunch of board games, TTRPGs, trading cards, and miniatures.
Yeah.
It's a really cool store. And then we went to Tori, which is a K-pop store.
Yeah.
What's funny, it was like I didn't buy 2 CDs because I was expecting them from Barnes & Noble, and then Barnes & Noble canceled my order because they ran out.
It's cursed.
I'm still mad at you about that, by the way. So then the next day, I had to end up driving back over there to pick them up there. Should love that,
Yeah.
but because it was their first 2 releases that they finally got reprinted, repressed. So I got them now, and I think they're going to be doing like one like repressing a year, like 2 different albums. So eventually I'll be caught up.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I have the whole Dreamcatcher collection. Now AT's got to re-release their old stuff too, and Card. Every Stray Kids album is easily available because they're from a big Ford company.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then we then went to Kinokuniya. You bought something there that we'll talk about in another video if we already haven't. But and then you know that big red book I got. I told you about this off camera,
Mm-hmm.
but I told you about how like this pages were like stuck together.
Oh god.
So I had to like so I tried to like force them open and it ends up causing some damage.
Oh.
I found that I can get them replaced though
Okay, that's good. That's good.
because I still have a sticker on it and I have the receipt too.
That's good.
So sucks that that happened,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna get resolved. But yeah, for those who don't know, Kinokuniya is a Japanese bookstore chain, but there are some shops here in the States, and luckily we live around a city that actually has one.
Yeah.
I know there's one in Seattle too, and I know if I had to move to a different state, it would be Seattle, especially because if I get a passport, I can go to Vancouver for work.
Yo, okay, cool.
Yeah, because they shoot a lot of film stuff there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's cheaper to shoot in Canada. Yeah, like it's such a cool bookstore.
It is.
And if you want to like read Japanese manga, you can actually do that there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interior of what it looks like. And we didn't go there, but nearby they also have like a Vietnamese supermarket. Remember the first time you went there, you needed to go to the bathroom and get something in your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we actually went there once to actually buy some snacks, and I got you hooked on the Coca-Cola and ramen.
Yeah.
Chow. This is what it looks like. It is very good.
It is.
For those who haven't had ramen, it's the Japanese soda bottle. That's the marble on top. They have to pop down. It's very clunky, but you get used to it.
It is very.
Do you know why the marble is in there?
Yeah, actually, help me again. Why is the marble there?
Okay, hand me your water bottle. Keep it closed,
Okay.
obviously. So you know how sometimes you have it laying up and sometimes you knock it down? So the marble is there to keep it from falling all the way out like that.
Oh.
Is it perfect? No, but it's better than nothing.
You know what? I have to give more respect to the ramen. They
Yeah.
deserve more respect.
Also, it's just very good. Like it's definitely candy soda. I think that's the best way to describe it. Where it's very short. It's got probably all the carbs, but it's like it has like the kind of like candy like taste of it.
It has the candy taste, but it also has the soda taste. It even kind of tastes like.
Hence why I would call it candy soda. I think that's the best way to describe it for those who
Yeah.
haven't had it. If you want to try it, try the original ramen flavor. It's lemon lime, so it's basically Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had regular Sprite before, you can kind of see what I mean by candy like taste to it. But yeah, it's good stuff. And then afterwards, we went to Game Over Games.
Yeah.
We didn't buy anything there.
Yeah,
We had
because
great
I was
questions.
actually what was it? I was trying to look for a specific game for my brother for Christmas, and
I feel like we might have talked about this already or not.
maybe yeah. Maybe the episodes are switched up. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I can go over to the black market at some point, but let's just talk about that after.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Another day.
another day. Yeah,
Another episode.
and
But-
yeah.
Or have we already talked about it? God, this is gonna be so confusing. It's gonna come out way before.
Uh,
They're probably confused as to why we're holding these.
oh yeah, they probably exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's continue.
We didn't buy anything, but we saw like a lot of like game albums on vinyl.
Oh yeah,
And I think I saw like GoldenEye, 007 for N64 on Cartridge.
Yeah.
And I think they had Xenogears, the OG Xeno game.
Oh,
That's one of those. That's one of my white whales that I want to get as a Xenoblade fan.
indeed. Hopefully, whenever I have my PC built, my dad has a emulator, so hopefully I can play the original Xenogears, and then maybe we could do
Oh, that'd be fun.
YouTube videos on it. Who knows?
That'd be fun.
That would be fun, yeah.
And then we went to Dragon Slayer, which is another comic shop,
Yes,
and it's big too.
it's very big.
Which
yeah.
would you say is bigger, Austin Books and Comics or Dragon Slayer?
I'd say Austin Books and Comics.
Yeah, I think it's also more densely packed with comic books, whereas like Dragon Slayer is like much more spacious.
Much more spacious and more
Plus, it's also got like half of it.
diverse. That's the word I'm looking for.
Plus, the other half of the store is also like TTRPGs and board games.
Board games.
And they have like the dedicated space to play them and try. I love how they also have like models that you can try them out to see if you would like even like the game, which respect.
Exactly. Very much respect.
Both shops are really cool.
Check them out. We're not sponsored, but check them out. If we if we do get sponsored,
I have
please.
a bad idea, man. We go to all the comic shops in the whole city area.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Because we didn't go to these stores, but we have been to them before. Rogues Gallery, Titan Moon.
Yeah.
Both of them. We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
But yeah, there's like, if you live in the Austin area, and San Antonio, I can guarantee you have a lot of good options for comic shops.
Yes, indeed.
If we ever go to San Antonio, we got to go to the comic shops there.
We gotta.
And then I think we just ended the day by just chilling out here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and we watched Star Trek.
Yeah, we finally finished the Star Trek Kelvin trilogy.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Honestly, like at first, like I didn't think I was gonna be a Star Trek fan, but at the end of the series, I ended up enjoying it. So I'm interested in seeing more Star Trek movies
Yeah,
and shows,
yeah.
and even the animation, like the fun cartoon animation one.
There's multiple.
There's
Multiple. There's a few different animated shows.
okay, the one that
I
kind
know
of
the
looks like
one-
Rick and Morty, I guess.
That's Lower Decks.
Lower Decks, there you go.
I can kind of do an episode where I talk about the different Star Trek movies and shows and kind of like break them down as like what separates them apart. That's like I said, that's like a whole other episode we could do about it.
And you know what? Just for the fun of it, we'll even wear we'll even wear the sweaters, the uniforms.
We had to figure out what era we want to do because there's different eras. A lot of them are cool though.
A lot of them are cool.
We're gonna settle between Kelvin or TNG.
Hopefully, the Kelvin with the what was it? The really cool looking jacket ones.
Oh yeah.
At the end, like the
For
from the third
Beyond?
movie. Yes.
For real, it's a shame we're only gonna get those for one film. This is what we're talking about. Look at this handsome James Tiberius Kirk played by the magnificent Chris Pine. This costume was so awesome. It's a shame we're only gonna get it for one thing. So that was the last day we hung out, and I think it was either before this or after this. I can't remember. I was actually on a short film set for the first time in I don't know how long. He was a director I've worked with before, so he had asked me if I wanted to participate. I said yes. I was AD, and it went smoothly. We had 3 different days to shoot. We ended up wrapping it up in 2. It had its moments of chaos because we didn't have a dedicated sound person for the first day, so like someone ended up coming out to help, but we ended up shooting like an hour or 2 late because I had to figure out how to work the sound equipment.
Yeah.
So we got that settled. Plus, we were also missing some equipment too. Like we're not gonna name them. We're not gonna name the place where we got the equipment because they're generally pretty reputable. But this was just kind of one of those. Some things fell through the cracks, and unfortunately, it hurt us in a way.
Yeah.
But
Well, we won't name them because we love them.
yeah, like especially because I'd be bringing my radios too. Like they're reputable. I promise they are reputable. It's just kind of one of those. It's either a detail on our end, like on the director's end, or their end. Something fell through the cracks, so we had to get more equipment. And then that's the fuck. We'll get back to that.
Oh fuck.
Anyways, so we shot, and one of the unique things about this was that we were shooting outside in some parts for the rain, so I had to prepare, like I asked everyone to get ponchos ready, just because you never know when we have to like cover the film equipment at the last minute.
Exactly.
Thankfully, that didn't end up happening.
That's good.
Or at least it happened right when we finished shooting, so we were able to get everything else. But another thing about it is that because as an AD, one of to specify what an AD is,
Yeah,
it's
specify that.
it's assistant director. It doesn't mean like we're like saying like, like we're not directing the actors. We're not helping the director do that. But rather we're helping the director with all the logistics on set. So I have to coordinate sound, lights, electricity, production design, make sure everyone's ready. We're the ones who say like, cameras, roll cameras, sound, make sure everything's good. The only time we ever step in is whenever the director themselves are acting. And so it's like, okay, hey, let's fix this adjustment because the DP said something happened here. That's the only time we ever step in and do that. But one of the other things that we're also in charge of safety too. Because in our short film, we were burning things. So we had a fire.
Ooh, fire.
Yeah. And I told the director, hey, let's get some safety goggles for the PA who's handling the fire, the camera sound person, and you, the director. So the actors couldn't get it done because it wouldn't make sense to the shot, but where it's like, hey, when we cut it, we're like, hey, we still good? Like one of our actors actually lost his voice a few days before. He still showed up and he was doing fine, but I still got him some like chicken broth that we can heat up to kind of like soothe it for him.
Oh yeah, that's good.
We ended up not needing it, but I still had it to him. I was like, say, hey, it was meant for you. You might as well take it.
Might as well.
We also had some pizza. I can't remember the brand. Put it right here whenever I remember. Ultimately, it went pretty well. There was, like I said, there was some different chaos where we, because like whenever you have a slate, it's the clapboard. You do like, shot, like scene, and for like the shot, you do like A, B, C. We had some fun for some of them where we called like, like scene 2 apple or 2 blueberry. And then sometimes it got a little degenerate where it's like shot. So Yeah, some chaos happened, and then someone else said, "I hope we don't get to end." We didn't get to end, thankfully, but it was a very fun experience. It was good to be back on a film set.
That's good. I'm glad.
And after we finished, me and the director were like, because we both live in Austin, like, hey, we gotta hang out as friends. He's like, yes, we definitely agree. So we set it to like after the weekend of Thanksgiving, and so we did. We went to the record store I told you about earlier. Went to Epoch, and we went to a bookstore. But I bought a Calvin and Hobbes Guide for Life book for $1. I think
Nice.
that's funny. And then next door, because before we went in, he saw what next door was. He was like, "I'm very curious." I say, if you don't feel up to it by the time you finish being in the bookstore, you can go in here. And when we got out, it was like, I kind of want to go. I was like, okay. And when he went into the store, he told the lady, this is the first time I've ever been in a sex shop." And I said, like, you haven't been to a Spencer's? And then the cashier said, oh, that doesn't really count. I was like, fair. So then technically it was my first time. And I'm having to explain certain things to him, like the purpose of a flavored condom. And then so did the cashier. Then I said, hey, do you know what a dental dam is? So yeah, if you know, you know. And he saw one of the dildos and like, wow, that's a very detailed. I'm like, it was very entertaining being there.
You know what they need to have for sex shops?
What?
A bat that is also a dildo.
That's St. Rose.
Yeah.
I would love to get that just so we can beat people up with it.
Yeah.
Hey, bada bada, hey, bada bada, sweet.
And then there was also like a whip section.
Oh, yeah, of course. For those who wants to be a Belmont. Oh, wait, hold on. That's the other thing.
Yeah. And then afterwards, we went to Austin Books and Comics. So he was very impressed. And remember that Hulk statue I told you about? They put Hulk in a Christmas jacket.
Oh, that's nice.
And they put some garlands on the Silver Surfer.
That's cool.
Yeah. Then we went to Stevie's. He ended up loving it. Went to Kinokuniya, and he found out that there was a adult section, and he was surprised to hear that people stole from there. Yeah,
How?
well, the same way anyone else steals. It just happens to be the adult stuff gets stolen the most.
Of course.
Does
You
it-
guys just
that's why
grow
there's-
up.
So that's why there's the clear glass there. So that way they can keep an eye on that, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they also, did you also notice how when we last went there, they finally put curtains to cover it?
Yeah,
I want to say that should have happened a lot sooner.
a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we've seen some of the stuff they showed there.
Yep.
Yeah, like the chameleon on a hole. They don't sell it anymore, but they still have a picture of it. We're saying like, you freaks. And they call it the lizard of shame.
Those filthy animals.
Yeah, and then I took him to the other stores. Like I took him to Tanuki, and so now he has ideas for his parents for Christmas because his folks like board games.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to the K-pop shop, and I said like, yeah, this is my favorite boy group, and I pulled out a Stray Kids. No, I pulled out an ATC. I don't know why I got that mixed up for a second. And he's like, I see why you like them. And I said like, is it because they're handsome? I was like, yeah, that's because they're handsome.
That's true.
Me too. I went with all 8 because 8 makes one team, Nana.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it was a foam dart.
Yeah, just kind of wish it was not on my team.
Anyways, and then let's talk about what we were up to today.
Yeah, so let's talk about today. So today we went out. No, like we just went out. Like we were. This is the second time that happened.
It's chaos today.
It is chaos.
We went to Fnatic.
Yeah, definitely went to Fnatic, and then
Do you want to explain to the viewers what pho is?
so pho. Imagine pho as in Vietnamese ramen, but more savory, or at least that's to my understanding.
Yeah, it's hard to give. A lot of the ramen shops in the States do tonkatsu, which is pork broth, which is hard to sell to someone who doesn't eat pork.
I really just
So then when you're having a chicken broth from a place that specializes in pork bone broth, the quality is not to the same level. So I need to find you a ramen that actually works for you.
Yeah.
Might do BDA ramen. I'm not going to go into what BDA is. If you had barbacoa, it's like that, but with different flavorings.
not for nothing. I thought you were thinking of BDSM ramen. I'm like,
And it's also made with rice noodles as opposed to like, the traditional ramen noodles. Like, it's also more refreshing.
earthy, get refreshing.
Yeah, if you haven't had pho, I highly recommend it.
Definitely highly recommend it, man. It's amazing.
We got full.
Excuse me.
Is the pho coming back?
Yeah, it's coming back. So good. I've been meaning to come back to that, and it was delicious.
Last time we had the chicken, and this time we had the brisket.
It was good. Very, very good.
But we had a lot to eat, and so we decided.
And drink.
Yeah, Yeah, it was a really long piss break. So afterwards, we decided we had to go to a place to walk it off.
Very much so.
And we discovered there was a second Titan moon,
Mm-hmm.
which was very funny because we're like, what the hell is this? And we're like, oh, it is a Titan moon. We went in there. It's very different from the other one.
Very different.
This one's a lot more spacious, and this one also has a dedicated boarding section, but like all the trade paperbacks are on the spinners.
Yeah.
Whereas like compared to the other one, there's a lot more like trades on the bookshelves. While there was like stands for all of the new like issues.
Yeah, and also I was looking over at like some of the D&D stuff because like that's where my mind was, and I was like thinking like, yeah, I need to get like some D&D stuff or whenever what was that, we're doing D&D or hosting D&D, what was it, and I have plenty of stories that I would like to do, and what was it, and it's for an upcoming project of ours, so be on the lookout for that.
Whenever that happens.
Whenever that happens, I just
it's gonna be very complicated, so it's gonna take a while.
it's gonna it very much is gonna take a while, so we need to.
Let's aim for 2026. And then we just got here and started shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Not this kind of shooting, but the shooting you're experiencing right now. Yeah. We've been having fun.
We're having fun, indeed.
But
yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I saw Iron Maiden last month.
He was in an Iron Maiden? How are you still alive?
Sheer willpower, man. But for all intents and purposes, I got to see Iron Maiden. They're about to do another world tour.
Mm.
But it was so fun seeing them. I went with one of my friends who is a really big Iron Maiden fan, and with his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She was a brand of chaos in her own right, but she was fun.
That's awesome.
It was very hard getting shirts because they only had one. Okay, this could be filed under stupid things being stupid.
Part two, maybe.
But I need to talk about this here because we're talking about the Iron Maiden show itself. So the show was in the Spurs Stadium, the San Antonio Spurs.
Nice.
So you can imagine. Okay. So Spurs Stadium is huge.
Just like this dick.
It's an NBA Coliseum, and they only had 2 merch tables for each floor.
Really now?
Yes. Can you imagine how much chaos that is when the line wraps around the building? So I got merch at the very end of the show, and I couldn't even get one for the opener, so I had to buy another shirt off of Amazon to get one. Support them.
That sucks.
Yeah, that did suck. That's like the only thing that dampened the whole thing. But I should probably explain who the opener was. They're a band called The Hue, H-U, not...
H-U-E?
No, just H-U.
Yeah, no, like you said the hue and the not H-U-E.
You mean W-H-O?
Who?
Yeah. Not the British one. And The Hue, for those who don't know, they're Mongolian folk metal.
Mm.
You know how a lot of metal they're screaming? They did Mongolian throat singing. Yeah, it was awesome.
I actually would like to check that out.
I'll play you a song they did with the new singer in Awesome Chains. They were great, but we're there for Iron Maiden, and God, they've been on a good show. I can't remember what the tour is called, but a big part of the gimmick was that they're going back in time.
Ooh.
And they were talking about how there is a way you can actually travel through time, and I know you can get a kick out of this. And Bruce Dickinson, not the cowbell guy, but the actual person, said with the DeLorean. And they actually showed the dashboard of the DeLorean time machine throughout it. It was a fun show. My favorite bit was when Eddie, the mascot of Iron Maiden, because the whole tour and the whole album they were promoting was Senjutsu, which is him in a samurai outfit.
Ooh.
And in this one, he has a gun out. And he's like, where's your sword? He's like, is that a gun? That's not a fucking gun. We're in Texas. And and he's on a higher level, so he runs to the other side of the stage, reveals a fucking turret, and him and Eddie start shooting at each other, and he just says, "Now this is a fucking gun worthy of Texas." And they start shooting each other with pyrotechnics. It was fun. And what I remember, right before I went through the the security gates, there was actually a guy. I saw his shirt and I said, "Hey, are y'all from Round Rock?" He's like, "Yeah." Yeah, I said I'm from there too because I see the Piranha record shirt. He's like, "Oh, cool!" And they ended up sitting right in front of us too.
Nice.
And yeah, of course, one of the jokes I made to my friend and his girlfriend was, "I'm probably gonna get hit by the security metal detector because my belt."
Yeah.
And yep, that's exactly what happened. I took everything out, but it's not my belt. And the guy was like, he's like, unbuckle it. but he didn't. But I thought he was gonna say like, take it off so I can go back through it. And then he's like, nope. He's like, nope, don't take it off. And it's like, okay. They just wanted me to unbuckle it to see if there was any hidden blades in there. Which I guess makes sense.
That's fair. That's
but at the same time, like you would assume that they're asking me to go back in without the belt on, so that way they know I'm not hiding anything either.
Yeah.
And I remember because we were trying so hard to get the merch, because I mentioned I had to get after the show. We ended up on the second floor. This crowd would go in this way, and we were going into the crowd, the opposite direction. And someone was like y'all are going the wrong way, and I said, we know. And my friend's girlfriend was almost about to say, yeah, so mind your own fucking business. She almost said that too. I told you. She was fun. I remember she was also asking me for car advice too, which is funny. But yeah. I almost forgot to mention the Iron Maiden show, man.
Yeah. Almost fucking did.
Yeah.
But now you did, so all is forgiven.
Yeah. We do have to have a day in San Antonio because there's a good tie shop there.
Okay.
And of course, some comic book stores that he brought me to. San Antonio is a fun town. There's also a good Cajun seafood place. But yeah, this has been a long episode.
Very long episode, but it needed to be done.
Yeah. We need to get back in the swing of things, and I think this next one's going to be a little long too.
All right then, yeah.
But do you want to pose the question this time?
Yeah. How do you get out of that car crash?
You're spying on us?
I think they are.
And on your epitaph it shall say, died by fart. Oh, that's good.
I think I broke my nose.
Oh man, you can't smell my farts.
Yeah, all I smell is blood.
That's like copper, right?
Iron.
Ah.
Ugh.
Well, what do you want to do about it, baby?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time breathing. Can we just take me to the hospital?
Skill issue, but yeah. Come on, let's go.
I haven't even opened the door yet.
Oh, open the door then.